Hey guys, and welcome to a new weekly challenge. In this video I will tell you all about the practice of self-responsibility. It is one of the 6 pillars from the book, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. I've actually been implementing this book for the last 6 months now, and the results are just too good to not share with you. It is the second round on the focus of responsibility. It is a good one. It is one of my favorites, and that is why I will tell you all about it, so stay tuned. So firstly, if you're new to this channel, let me just introduce you to the concept that I'm pursuing right now. Every other week I do these rejection therapy challenges, which are more hands-on and practical. For instance, the last 2 weeks has been all focused in on girls because that's a life area I want to develop in. I want to grow my self-esteem and confidence in that area. In order to do that in an efficient way, we have this book, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, which entails these 6 pillars: being conscious, being acceptant, taking responsibility, being assertive, living purposefully, and the last one, which is freaking great, and I have forgotten it right now. This week right now we're focusing on the theory of how to build self-esteem, and then we complement that with the rejection therapy challenges. Together it's just a magic explosion of personal development. Fun, hard, very, very developing. And I can attest to this since I've been doing it for quite some time now. First read the book in January. Every time I read it, every time I go through it again, something new sticks to me. But so, to get into this week's business, the practice of self-responsibility. It is about facing the reality, the facts that are there, taking in your emotions and thoughts, accepting those, and then taking the appropriate action to work in the ideal scenario from there. But so why don't we always do this? Well, it's because it's hard. It requires effort. It requires pushing through those very tough emotions. Our mind has a natural way of protecting us from that, from being in that uncomfortable state. That is also why these rejection therapy challenges we do are so good, because you practice and learn that, yeah, this is hard, but every time I do it, it doesn't kill me. It's something that actually grows me as a person, worth it. But that internal battle to fight your natural state of protecting yourself from the short-term pain, even though we might intuitively know that long-term it will benefit us so greatly. But it requires repetitive action to follow through on that action that you know is the right thing to do, if you have reached that state, because that's not always the case. And that is why the first 2 pillars is so important. They are a prerequisite to reach this state. The first pillar is the high level of consciousness, and the second pillar is self-acceptance. You first need to actually acknowledge that there are something there, whether there are emotions or thoughts or facts that you need to just, yeah, this is the reality. You realize that you are masking so many things, you're putting on this external thing, and as you progressively increase your level of consciousness, you start to pick up on, wait a second here, you are not dealing with what you should deal with. You know there's something, but you're actually choosing to watch a movie or binge eating, or you're working more than you should. It's a cover-up for what you really should deal with. So I've really been hindering myself from pursuing that path. It is a key to improve your life so much more rapidly. If you, for instance, are keeping yourself so busy with work or whatever that you don't have the time, the window of opportunity to even realize that something is going on, then you can't start to address what needs to be addressed. That's also why I do my weekly evaluations every Friday. I can be so focused in on one thing, which makes me have the tunnel vision and don't even see what's going on. But if I elevate myself from that point every Friday, I can see that, hey, this is more important. I should allocate energy and time from this thing to this thing, because that's something that means more to me. And so that is why the first pillar is so important. Secondary, we have the pillar of self-acceptance. That means that we need to accept that, yeah, this is the reality. If I'm able to take in that, yeah, I'm feeling like shit because I'm not sleeping enough, then I can actually start to change the behavior. I can look at my habits or routines and how to change things to make me sleep more. But I first need to accept that, yeah, I'm sleeping too little. That is why I'm feeling like shit. That is why I don't have the energy to go do things after work. That's why I don't are able to pursue the goals that I put up, because there's no energy left there in the end of the day when I get off work and I have the time to actually do things. That's why you need to accept your reality. So, high level of consciousness, high level of self-acceptance. Then we come to taking responsibility. That entails these two first steps, but then it means looking at your possible actions, strategizing, thinking about how to move from here on to the next step, what actions I can take to, in an as efficient manner as possible, grow, become the person I want to be, work towards the ideal version of myself, because that's what I strive to become. And that means strategizing. That means thinking about how to do the right things. It's about the result. It's about the outcome. We have thousands of different ways to reaching that state. We just go on what's laid out in front of us. It's nothing saying that that's going to be the most efficient way. You need to take responsibility to develop yourself in an efficient manner. I've been really pursuing girls for these last couple of weeks because it's an area in my life I've been neglecting for years now. Now I've come to a point where this needs to stop. I need to give some attention and time to develop the skills for how to meet girls. Otherwise, I might not meet the girl I really want to spend my life with. And that requires skill development. And I can choose to blame the external factors. They all have boyfriends. They don't like my looks. Or I can proactively do something about it. Look at how to improve my ability to talk to girls. I can read books on social skills. I can practice during work, talking to people. I can approach girls and talk to them, evaluate how I did, and then improve from that state. If we're talking about looks, I can actually investigate how a stylish man should dress. I can exercise and get my body in health in order to look good in that manner. Practice a nice body language, my posture, my voice tonality. So many things that I can take responsibility for if I choose to. Or I can do as so many other people, just blame external factors, and that's in all life areas. You need to realize that you need to take 100% responsibility for what is going on in your life. And with that being said, I'm not saying that if something external happens to you, like a car crashes into you and you lose your legs, you blame yourself for that. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying that you need to be proactive to a certain level, but then you need, above all, to take the appropriate action from the standpoint where you are now. If that has happened to you, if your legs has been crushed, you are facing that reality right now. That is what you need to accept. How can you, from this state, work towards getting your life back in order to become a happy person again? There are routes that are way more efficient in comparison to just feel sad and depressed and don't want to live anymore, because that's the standpoint you choose. Taking responsibility, it will change your life. Having that mindset that, yeah, I'm in control of what happens here. There's no one else that can do something to me that I don't have the ability to choose how to act from, what mental state I want to live in as a result of what happened to me. When you start to practice this repetitively, as I've been doing for the last months, it becomes super fun. It becomes like a game. It's like you're life hacking. It's like you're playing Super Mario and you're skipping levels because you have found a secret door in how to get to that level instead of going through all these shitty levels. You seek the most efficient way for how to develop yourself. It is super fun. I can gain so much time and energy by just taking that route instead. And when you get to that point, when you see it as a fun little game, and when it actually becomes autonomous, you don't see problems as problems. You see it as possibilities for you to find new routes, to develop, to do new things. I feel this, I see the result of this, and it is freaking amazing. So it's time for you to start taking control of your life again. And that means that we have some objectives to do this week. It's 3 objectives, and it's done in the order of prioritization, in which I will now mention. Number 1, the most important thing is that you throughout the week are going to focus on just being aware of what you are neglecting. What feelings are there that you should lift up, take in, accept, and then do something about? There are tons and tons of things there, subconsciously or consciously, you need to address these things. But so with the focus of this week, I need you to think about what is going on. This is a first step to just start to be aware of what areas you need to take responsibility for. Then secondary, you need to outline a strategy for how to go about it, but I firstly want you to just raise that awareness so you can start to get the feeling of, yeah, I have some things I need to address here. Put this little seed in the ground, it will grow on you, and you will realize, I have to do something about this. But for now, starting point, realizing where you need to take responsibility. Every day, I want you to have a different focus, one life area which you will think about more intensively. The first day, I want you to focusing on personal development. Is there some key areas here that you really should address? And the second day, Tuesday, you should think about your social and relationship areas. Are you like me in a point of life where you would like to meet a girl but you just don't give it the attention? Then that is an area you need to take responsibility for. In the description there you will see which day you will do what. And for both of these 2 first objectives, I want you to journal, I want you to reflect, I want you to have an internal dialogue with yourself. The tool of journaling is incredible. Writing it out has such a tremendous power. And the third and last objective is the sentence completion exercise that Nathaniel Branden always has in the context of each of these pillars. That means there are some sentences, half written, down there in the description, which you will finish off. Self-responsibility to me means and you're supposed to finish that sentence. Self-responsibility to me means to face the objective reality, to develop my social skills so I can meet a girl. It's just a very basic way for you to start thinking of how to applying this to get the focus of self-responsibility. The idea is to have 4 sentences in the morning and 4 in the evening, and write 5 to 6 endings for each of these sentences. This is something that should be done within 10 minutes. Maybe quite boring and a little bit of an effort, at least that's my point of view, but it's so worth it because it really gets you thinking about it. I was very skeptical to these sentences when I started to do them. It really works, it actually does. So push yourself to do that, I really urge you. But as I said, the full description is down there in the description. And with those finishing words, I'm gonna close this little video down. I hope you're intrigued. I really want you to do this because it is for your benefit. It really is. This kind of personal development work, it may seem like very unsexy and something that you don't want to invest your time in, but it's so worth it. It really is. And that's just from my personal experience. If you feel just a tiny bit excited or eager to do this, pursue it, do it, and commit to me down there in the comments. Say, yeah, I'm gonna actually do this. That makes you follow through, gives you more motivation. You are responsible to me to actually do something. And I think that plane wants me to end this video right now, so that is what I'm gonna do. My name is Alexander Nilsson. Thank you for watching, thank you for being you, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more of this. Have a lovely day. Bye guys.